Hey guys, it's Nicole and I'm back and I want to show you what's in our bi-weekly or twice a month, every other week workboxes for my 4-year-old and 6-year-old. So if you're interested, stay tuned. Jumping right in, continuing on with our Singapore Math 2A, which we are almost done with. He is continuing on with his triple digit addition and subtraction with regrouping and carrying and triple digit addition and subtraction word problem. So that's what we've been working on. He's almost done with this book because the only thing that's left is more review and a little bit of multiplication. So I'll be ordering his 2B soon, and hopefully we can complete 2A and 2B before the school year ends. We continue on until the first week of June, so hopefully we'll be able to wrap that up. I talked about these cards on Instagram. These are really great. They are the Quick Pick Math Fraction Student Activity Cards from Lakeshore Learning. I got these for $2.90 off of the clearance rack over the winter break, and I love these because it's a great way for him to review fractions. It's for ages 6 and up. And I can just throw a few of these into his workbox and he'll just go ahead and work on them. He's a great reader, so he doesn't have any problems reading. But if your child isn't at that certain level with reading yet, you can sit down, and this is a great one-to-one hands-on activity for the two of you to work on together. So they ask questions like, write the fraction that tells what part of each shape is purple. And so on a separate sheet of paper, he will do this. For each of the above shapes, write a fraction that tells you which part is yellow. Complete the sentences, fill in the missing numbers. Blank out of blank parts has stars. So he would look at these patterns and he would answer these questions and he would create these fractions, so on and so forth. So I put about 6 of them in there right now, and then after he goes through these, I'll add some new ones because these workboxes are for 2 weeks, so I'll be switching these out every couple of days. Domino multiplication. This is something that's really simple to do. I just wrote on a piece of construction paper, domino multiplication, write the multiplication problem and solve, and show your work. So I gave him an example. So what he will do is he will take a domino from the few that I have in here, and what he will do is he will write the equation here, he will show his work, and he will show what the answer is. I'm working on him showing me how he thinks about things and processes the information. So that is for multiplication review, and I will change out the dominoes every couple of days so that he has a different amount and different number of multiplication problems that he will do. So for language arts, we use Christian Light Education as always, Language Arts 2, and he's almost done with this particular workbook. Right now we are doing the extra activities that are in the back. Make a poster. What else is he going to be doing? Good habits, ABC order, so on and so forth. So pretty much these activities in the back are a review of some of the things that he's done, and here are some of the quizzes that he's already completed. So pretty much he's done with this workbook, and after this workbook he will move on to the next workbook in the Language Arts 2 series for Christian Light Education. And then he has a spelling as well. He goes over, he writes his words every single day from each section, and then he has a spelling test. This activity is really cool. Pretty much I just created this by using a pocket chart. So pretty much I have the pocket chart, and I wrote a number of sentences on these paper strips, and here's just an example of 2 of them. What he will do is he will grammatically correct any errors that are in each sentence and add the proper punctuation. For example, Lisa likes ice cream. Lisa is a proper noun, so it needs to be capitalized. So what he would do is he would take this and he would add it to the beginning, and then he would put the period here at the end of the sentence. And here, wow, look at that dog. That would be an exclamation point. And then he would find the capital W and he would add it in there. So those pieces are included in his Workbox, and he would just simply add the W. I'm trying to find it. Here we go. And he would just put the W for wow. Wow, look at that dog. So he's about 8 or 10 sentences, and I will switch them out next week as well. Brand new sentences with more grammatical errors and punctuation. That's Conversations notebook. I have these worksheets that I've created. If you are interested, definitely contact me and I will email them to you. Just leave a comment down in the comment section, and I will definitely send them to you if you like. Pretty much I make worksheets or notebooking pages for each week of classical conversations for every topic. So this week in geography we're studying Western Africa. So he pretty much is going to do all the worksheets for that. He did a worksheet where he wrote out the names, and he's going to circle and identify these places on the map. We are learning about parts of the earth, and he's going to draw a picture of the earth's parts, and so on and so forth. So this is what's in his classical conversations notebook. Is pretty much notebooking pages that I personally have created so that he can have something to write about for classical conversations. We're talking about Giotto, the artist, this week. We're learning about helping verbs. We are reviewing Latin noun cases and a few other things. So that's what's in his classical conversations notebook for this week. And also I've included this book called Planet Earth, which talks more about the earth because we were talking about the layers of the earth. And today we have made a model of the earth and the earth layers with Play-Doh, and I will show you. So these cards talk about the earth's layers, and then what he did was he would match each card to the definition. So for layers of the earth, he'd find the card that says layers of the earth, and then he read about them, and he made each layer out of Play-Doh. So it's really cool because we have the crust, which was the earth, pretty much water and the land, and then there's the mantle, and then there's the inner core and the outer core. So it was really cool that after he created it, we cut it open and we were actually able to see a 3D kind of representation of what these cards were talking about. So that was really cool, and that's what he did for classical conversation. In his elective folder, I have these laminated books, literally books of the Bible that were gifted to me when I was pregnant with him. Actually, my mother-in-law had created these for her church group that she was working with the kids, and she made these and she gave them to me when I was pregnant. So I've had these for years, and I'm just now breaking them out. So pretty much he will order, these are the books of the Old Testament that he's learning to put in order, so he'll spread them out and put them in order, and that will go along with his Bible curriculum for Christian Light Education, Bible 2, and we are still plugging through this USDA Discover My Plate. I think we're going to move on to something else soon because it was a free curriculum. It's kind of repetitive, and we're going to go on to start learning different things, and we'll be traveling to different homeschoolers' homes to start what we're doing is something called Healthy Fridays, where every other Friday, one of the parents from the homeschool group hosts at her home for things related to health and safety. So we'll be learning about proper hand washing, fire safety, internet safety, emotional health, healthy eating, a lot of different topics. So that will replace our My Plate curriculum because we need something a little more interesting. And then he also always has his social studies from Christian Light Education as well. And for reading, we'll be reading for the next couple of weeks Thomas Rockwell's How to Eat Fried Worms. He's been really into chapter books, and this is such a boy book that I think he's going to really enjoy it because I remember reading it growing up myself. So he's going to really like that. And so as he completes each chapter, he's going to write about what's going on in his reader's book blog. So that completes my workboxes for my 6-year-old. Jumping into my 4-year-old's workboxes, he's working on this dry erase, wipe and write, my big workbook. It's from Pretty Books. I had posted about it on Instagram and people were really interested. He loves this book because he likes dry erase stuff. He's just really into being able to write and wipe. So it's called the My Big Activity Workbook for ages 4 and up from Pretty Books, and I got it for like a couple of dollars from Ollie's Bargain Outlet. So we're working on the math section in that, adding to 10. Then I still have this number bond sheet because I'm able to use it in so many ways. And what I've done is I've actually used these, which I use for my 3-year-old for counting. A couple of weeks ago, I'm using this for addition for my 4-year-old. So what he's doing is he's just simply picking out 2 numbers, right? And he's using these little red and green fruit pouch lids, and he's using them as counters to solve the problem. So 3 and 5 make what? So what he'll do is he just puts, and what he likes to do is he likes to color match them, and that's why I put them in red and green, because he just naturally will color match them. And after he has placed all of them on top of these, what he'll do is he will slide them up to the top circle, and he will count what 3 plus 5 is. So that's what he's been doing for his basic math. And then, what else do we have in here? We still have his Singapore Math Early Bird Kindergarten Mathematics book, and right now we're working on greater than and less than as well in here. Who has more, who has less? Circle the one who has more, who has less. This workbook is very basic, very easy. It has little cutouts for them to solve the activities with. It is a very simple book, which who's taller, who's shorter, things like this that are really easy for him, but it's so colorful, and I decided to use it. I'm realizing that with Singapore Math Early Bird, it's very slow. Singapore Math does speed up gradually, or quickly, pretty much, rather quickly from 1st grade on, but I'm noticing that the kindergarten mathematics is very slow and very basic. So for him, it's just been more about fun. He's not really learning anything from this. It's more of a review, and he likes to do all the cutting and pasting activities with that. And then I still have these for his number word matching in here. So pretty much there are these number strips here, and he will match them up because these are his number sight words. So he's still mastering his number sight words with this. And finally, I have his snowmen. He's still counting to by 2s, but now he's going from 2 to 40. Last time it was from 2 to 24. In the language arts, he's doing EN words. So ben, fen, hen, men, ten, den, gen, which I didn't even know was a word, ken, pen, and yen. So again, he likes saying them and checking them off every day. Again, we still have a few more of these marshmallow sight words. These are what's left from that stack that he has to learn for his sight words. And he's of course always doing his handwriting without tears for handwriting practice. And I've thrown in a couple of these. These are file folder sight words games that he really likes. And what it does is it tells him first that he needs to build the word with Play-Doh. So I include Play-Doh in the drawer workbox. Then he's going to build the word was with word tiles, which are also in the box. Then he uses his dry erase marker to write the word was, and then in the end he goes through and he identifies the word was in each sentence, and he tries to read each word because each sentence, because most of these are actually sight words that he's already learned, so which is also good for reading. Then there's this sight words book that I keep in there always that he likes to trace and learn how to write some of the sight words that he's learning. And again, here are a few more. I have 3 or 4. I have 4 of these sight words file folder games in here for him, as well as the Play-Doh and the word tiles. So that's for language. For classical conversation, along with his older brother, we're learning about planet Earth and the Earth's layers. So I have this book here about planet Earth that I'll flip through with him and let him see the different layers. And he also had an opportunity to build the planet Earth out of Play-Doh. So just like how I showed with my 6-year-old, they all did that together. Excuse me. And we're also talking about units of measurement and conversion. So this activity here is really for him and his 6-year-old brother, that we'll be using the sand here and these measuring spoons and measuring cup to figure out how this all actually works. So we don't have enough for a gallon, but we'll do a few of these, and then we'll probably switch to water for them to see that 4 quarts equal a gallon. So we're learning about measurement for classical. So in the elective drawer, we're continuing on with the My Plate curriculum as well, and again we are using this Around the World tube that has the different landmarks from around the world, and we'll be using it in conjunction with his world map here. He really loved this last time, and we're going to continue to do that because he's really starting to memorize the names of these things. So I really want to keep putting him having this activity around. And again, we'll be moving away from the My Play curriculum really soon, because we'll be doing, like I said, that traveling health series with our homeschool group. And finally, for reading, we are continuing with our Teach Your Child How to Read in 100 Easy Lessons, and it's been getting increasingly better for him. And we are continuing on with the last few books in our Bob Books beginning reader set. We have Lad and the Fat Cat and Peg and Ted. So once he is super fluent with all these books, we will move on to the next level. He pretty much knows most of the words in here, but he still stumbles, so we will continue on with that, and then we'll move on to our next segment of our Bob Books. And yeah, we like Teach Your Child How to Read in 100 Easy Lessons. All right, guys, so I hope you enjoyed this week's workboxes. Again, I will be uploading videos of the workboxes every other week. I try to load them up with as many activities as possible that will last for a couple of weeks, and it seems to be doing fine. We are now completing all of our activities in our workboxes instead of having to keep pushing them to the side or missing them. The 2-week rotation tends to work better for us, and we are still loving our workboxes. So thank you for watching. Bye bye.